What is up, MFers? Super Jack for today's video, hooking up old Black Betty. We're going out to a local pond and we are going to try to do one of my favorite things of the entire year. In the post-spawn period, our lakes clean up a little bit. They get a whole bunch of grass in them, and I like to fish deep, but I really like to do something else, and that is throw a giant, sexy, gliding swim bait like that. Look at that. Oh my god, I've caught so many fish on that, it's starting to tear up. It's a zombie kinkle shad, I think, right now. That's how I'm gonna call that thing. Anyways, though, got a super warm day, very windy outside. That's why I'm doing this little intro in my garage, because it's gonna be super windy out there. But I'm gonna throw that bait right there and kind of walk you through the areas I like to fish when I'm fishing these little local lakes. So hopefully the guys that have gone out and purchased some of those can go out and catch some fish on them right away. Also, want to let you guys know before we get out there, this video is going to be sponsored by Mystery Tackle Box. If you're not familiar with Mystery Tackle Box, basically they bring a box of tackle to your door, stuff you've never seen before, some of your favorite lures, a mixture of everything, and exclusive stuff you can't get anywhere else in this box right here. And of course, if you use my promo code SLAUNCH, you can get your very first box for as little as $5. You need to get out and treat yourself, MFers. Okay, let's get to the lake. I'm done talking. Let's do this. Just got to the lake. Man, freaking, it's windy out here. Again, I apologize for the wind noise. Lake looks good. Small little lake, local lake, public lake. A lot of grass, decent water visibility. Bluegill are the main forage. So, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking fish the grass edges, stuff like that. We're gonna kind of have to just bounce around though, see if the fish are deep, see if they're up in the grass. Figure them out, you know. It's fun. It's fishing. Let's do this. Got him. Yeah. Yep. Little swim bait fish on the MF rod. Trying to get my body turned some out of the wind a little bit, so hopefully you guys can hear what I'm saying. But that was a pretty awesome bite. One of the first casts I've made with this hinkle shad. For those not familiar with it, I know there's probably a lot of new people watching my channel. I throw this bait a lot. It's a big glide bait. Basically just has a big wide S action, real smooth action in the water. It's foiled, and I've caught so many fish on this one that it's actually the foil's ripping off. It's pretty much destroyed. Need to get that redone, but the fish don't seem to mind. I think they almost like the zombie look a little bit better, but that's one of the first casts I made with this guy. So I'm gonna fish some of these grass lines, wind-blown stuff, and see what this can do for me. So I'll get on this this prototype Milliken fishing, this MF for rod. It's a 7.9 extra heavy. If you watch some of the videos from Texas, you know this is kind of a surprise to me, but it pairs really well with this 6-ounce bait. We didn't really make this rod to handle baits this big. This is a 6-ounce bait, but it does the trick. I'm not going to freaking argue. Shimano Tranx. This is a 300 size, and we're throwing 30-pound monofilament Maxima, so it doesn't stretch much. So that's the setup. I think I'm going to stick with it and throw it a little bit more. They seem to be eating it. Let's see if we get another one. There we go. Yep, another glad bait fish. You bet. Post spawners on the old hinkle. Cannot be mad at that. I want to be talking to you guys through some of these bites more, but I mean, shoot, that's like a 20-inch fish right there, just spawned out, summer build. Anyways, I want to talk to you guys more about this, but my god, the wind's gusting to like 30-35 miles an hour. Really solid post-spawn fish. Hell yes. Sweet. Hopefully you guys can hear anything I'm saying, but basically, I don't know if you guys can see under the water, but there's grass that comes out, it makes a point, the wind's blowing right on it. And I've caught these last 2 fish on a swim bait right in here where this grass kind of starts to come up. Man, it's ripping. This hinkle though, I almost think that I need to weight it. It's only going about 6 inches to a foot below the surface, but I'm sure it looks like a crappie, you know. Crappies and bluegills, that's what this guy is shaped like, and that's the forage in here, and shiners of course. But not bad so far. Only been out about an hour, and we've had 2 bites on old Mr. Hinkling shad and got them both to the boat. Get out of there. Yes. Another hinkle fish. Man, look at this one. Mr. Beat Up Juan. Used to be 5.5 pounder Juan, and now it's just like a dinosaur looking dude. Wow, I can't believe how strong this wind is blowing. I watched this guy come up and just freaking destroy that bait. Unfortunately, there's not much to him. He used to be a 5 pounder, now he's probably not even 3, even though he's like 19 inches. That's crazy. But another fish, grass line, hinkle, pa-pow. Guys, I can't even express to you how hard this wind is blowing. This is only like a 20-acre lake, and I mean, you look into it, there's almost white caps on this tiny little lake. It's like a straight 20 to 25 with gusts to 35 or 40. But I think that's given us a big advantage with this bait because they're seeing it, but they're not seeing it too well. My foil job on it is like completely destroyed at this point. I just tore this part off because it was flapping off. I need to put a bunch of new foil. Honestly, I need to foil it back up myself. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I think that's gonna have to happen because I want to do a bunch more of this big swim bait stuff. I need to know from you guys too. Do you want to see the big swim bait stuff? Like, I love doing this. I'd rather do this and try to catch 1 or 2 or 5 in a day of the right kind than go out and dick around and catch a bunch of babies. But pretty fun. I've had 3 come up and they just freaking have crushed it. And I've seen, you know, several boats. I talked to 2 guys when they left, right when I got here. They said, you know, we caught 2 or 3 little bass, but nothing's really biting of any caliber size. I just watched the boat go down this grass line right here and didn't catch anything. They just buzzed right through it, throwing, I don't even know what they were throwing, spinnerbait or something probably. And then you come back through with the big bait, give them something they haven't seen that looks a lot like the real thing, what they're eating. You know, 6, 7, 8 inch, 10 inch bluegill, crappie, shiners. And yeah, it's worth being out here in the wind. It makes your heart race. Tell me there's not one back here. Just try to tell me. Right down the alley. You got clean water, grass edge. Where's the donk? Where's the donk? So I found a somewhat protected-ish area. I haven't seen the wind blow like this since like early pre-spawn. It is freaking ripping out here today, guys. But start to throw this guy around. You've seen it a million times, but big 9-inch glide bait represents a big shad, big crappie, big bluegill, big shiner, whatever represents food. I've got a couple bites on now. I've caught a couple really good solid fish, and I feel like I want to pick up a frog, I want to pick up a swim jig, but I think if I throw those around, I'm going to get a lot more of those male fish, those, you know, 1 to 2 pound fish for in the post spawn. And I'm not trying to catch those, so I'm going to commit a bunch of time, like maybe the rest of the night, throwing that hinkle shad, just see what the hell will bite. There are really big ones in here, and I think we're far enough into the post spawn that these fish should have some bellies on them, some of them anyways. So hopefully we can catch a couple of those, because we might be able to catch a real good sack tonight at a 20-acre inner city public lake. Can't hate it. Let's catch some more. Good God, almost caught that snake. Here, let's catch him just to play with him. Got him. We got a snake. Good God, snakes are biting. Snakes are biting. Watch out, folks. We got a snake. Just a garter guy. He tried to hop in the boat, and now we got a dadgum snake on our hands. He's not happy either. All right, well, we've had our fun. Time to get Mr. Garter Snake taking off Mr. Hinkle Shad. See ya. Oh God, he's coming back. He wants more. This guy wants to fight. He originally was trying to get in the boat. There he goes. He's finally, he's off. He's on his way. I don't like to dick around and be a dickhead to nature and stuff, you know. I like to be out in nature. But that guy tried to jump on the boat, so I decided I wanted to catch him. And he was kind of a dickhead to me. He was trying to bite me, chased my Hinkle Shad, got stuck to my line, and then I had to, I mean, you have to catch a little garter snake at that point. Next time, hey, Next time I'm putting him on a circle hook. Oh God, that was so sick. Come here. Yeah. God, that was freaking awesome. What a sick bite. I was fishing down this grass line, this whole thing right here, and I saw this one open alley right there. So I threw the hinkle shad in there, and we got another biggin, long one I should say, not really big, just long, to commit to it. This one's actually built substantially better than some of the past few we've had, but I gotta show you guys the length on this thing. Just to show you I'm not stupid, this is probably the second or third longest one I've caught. It's only an 18-inch ruler, but throw them on here. Okay, let's not freak out. So there's his mouth closed, and there's his tail. So right there's 18. I mean, that fish is probably 20.5 inches long, and I don't know, he's a little bigger, 4 1/4 probably, but spawned out nonetheless. Another freaking hammer on the swim bait. There we go. Best one of the days so far. Thick, actually built right, summer girl. Yep. Man, I really hope the audio isn't just like total trash on this, because this is going to end up being a pretty cool little video today. Spending time on the water throwing this big bait. This is the time to do it, guys. I've told you this all season. I feel like all winter I talked about when and where I like to throw these big baits. A lot of you guys have watched my videos and gone out and purchased some of these big glide baits, 8, 9, 10-inch glide baits like this 9-inch, I think this is 9.5-inch hinkle shad, and you've gotten kind of discouraged. You've been messaging me like, dude, what's up? What am I doing wrong? I'm throwing this thing everywhere. I'm doing just like you are. You're catching fish. I'm not. What's up with that? And the biggest thing to me is, you know, with these glide baits, it requires an aggressive fish to trigger it. I have caught fish with water in the 50s, pre-spawn in the fall, but I greatly prefer the post-spawn period into the summer. Eat it. Look at this bass right here. He's not very big. He's only about a 3-pounder. He's probably the smallest one. Look, he's still underneath it. Looking at it. That's pretty crazy. Smallest bass we've had. And unlike the South Dakota fish where it seemed like they looked giant out of the water, here they keep looking small. And that last one I flipped in that hole was probably the heaviest fish I've caught today. That one really surprised me about how big it was when I flipped him. It's a good problem. I like it. Another one. Eat it. Look at this guy. Right to the boat. That's what they'll do with these big baits, guys. This guy's still like under the boat. The old figure 8 did not work. Now, when I was with Oliver, we fished a lot of stuff that was just like absolutely gorgeous, natural, beautiful water. People ask me all the time, you know, if I'm just fishing ponds and stuff, where do I throw these big baits? Well, this is a perfect example, this dock right here, because you got people throwing fish back, catching bluegill and stuff constantly all day, and it's the only dock in the lake. People ask me where they throw these things on these man-made lakes. I tell them all the time, man-made cover like this dock right here is a great place. We just got to get this bait right up next to it without fouling in the grass, and there's a real good chance there'll be a mama sitting underneath there. Oh, big one just took a swipe at it, just didn't get the hook. Throw it back in there, see if she'll get it this time. That's kind of crazy. Really aggressive bite. Just, it's a big bait, you know. I mean, they're just gonna miss it sometimes. I think I'm pretty lucky that I haven't missed a bite yet today. That was the first one, and it was a super aggressive bite. Might have to come back and try to catch that fish a little bit later. There we go. Yeah, another big swim bait fish. No. Well, at least we saw her, MFers. Another 4-pounder or so. Hooks are all good to go. We just didn't get her in. It's okay though. We've had good luck today, minus the last 2. Besides those. God. Oh, he came off the top. Come here. Oh my God. I saw him come up and like, he popped it out of the water, sitting on top of the water. That was weird. Another one that's, I don't know, this one's probably 14 inches, but not of the same variety we caught earlier. But getting bit. Moved back here to this creek that was on a grass line, and he was fired up about it. But I'm thinking post spawn there should be some females that spawned up in this area, stopping on their way out or just feeding right now. Definitely seems to be a good bite tonight on the big bait. Okay guys, out of the wind, finally out of the damn wind. It's still blowing. I thought I might go down as the night went on. It might have a little bit, like I think it slowed down to the spot where I could like hear myself think potentially, but I cannot complain with how the night went. Freaking smashed them on the old Hinkle shad. Haven't caught them good on that bait since like Texas when I was fishing power plant lakes this winter. Of course, if you like the swim bait stuff and you want to see that video, go hit the subscribe button and turn that bell on so you're notified so you can watch some more slaunches get caught on freaking crazy giant baits. What other baits have worked tonight? Maybe. I talked to 5 different guys that didn't catch a bass over 2 pounds. We caught, I don't know, we hooked probably 6 or 7 over 2 pounds, and they caught some small ones on the bait as well. So get out there, try new things, and I would strongly recommend trying a big bait like that one. Even at a small lake with fish that aren't that big at it, it still catches a lot of fish and catches them when other baits are not. Anyways, thanks so much for watching this one. MFers, I'm out of here. Peace.
I'm not sorry. I can't help this love like mine.